Well, I just want to point out that in this last reading, which is the end of the book, um, Symonds ends with a kind of a manifesto. He calls it Suggestions on the Subject of Sexual Inversion in Relation to Law and Education. I guess that's what it is, suggestions. Um, but it is kind of like a manifesto of gay rights, I would say, in a certain respect, which sort of puts out there, um, you might say, the main points of his essay, of his book. Number one basically says that the ancient prejudice against homosexuality was based on superstition. Justinian really believed that if men had sex with each other, that earthquakes and pestilence would happen, and that's not true. So let's move on. Um, but in more well, I mean, more serious. It's a very serious matter if somebody believes that. But one of the things, obviously, also that he wants to establish is that uh, most gay men, or at least a large category of them, are born that way. That is, it's just their natural sexual orientation, we would say. So that, um, I don't know. I think the whole "is it natural, is it not natural" thing is a much more complex matter. That is, I think it would be a big mistake to say that people who are born gay, let's say, engaging in gay sex, so that's okay, but people who aren't born gay and decide to, is that bad? I mean, I don't think anybody would say that, but so I think it's a complex matter, the whole notion of naturalness. I think it's something that takes a lot of thought, but it is quite something to try to establish at the end of the 19th century that at least some gay men are gay men, gay by nature, and that they're not ill. So that politically, what does that mean? I guess number three is really fascinating. Scientific investigation has proved in recent years that a very large proportion of persons in whom abnormal sexual inclinations are manifested possess them from their earliest childhood, that they cannot divert them into normal channels, and that they are powerless to get rid of them. In these cases, then, legislation is interfering with the liberty of individuals under a certain misconception regarding the nature of their offense. That is, here, I would say most explicitly in the book, Symonds states that any kind of law against homosexuality is an infringement of personal liberty. That's really a breakthrough radical statement and of immense significance for us, I would say. That is that someone's sexual orientation could be politicized in this way. It could be a matter of political rights. It's a pretty amazing idea.